I've been thinking a lot about what I have been experiencing, what I have been contemplating, and long story short, is the sun. And I am a really, really big person in letting other people know that they should be sun gazing along with their meditation or just sun gazing in general. It's such a beautiful experience when you're sun gazing, when it's in a sunset or a sunrise. Never do it in the middle of the day. But long story short, the sun has been beaming really white, and it's so white it reminds me of like an LED fixture, light fixture. And I say this is because sun gazing. I'm looking at it. I'm not really like paying too much attention to it because I'm like, when you're looking into it, you start seeing all the colors and stuff, whatnot. But anyways, before I get to that point, what I noticed lately because of the solar flares that have been happening, it is super white. And it kind of like reminds me, when you tap into meditation and you go into and then it's like that, it's the whiteness when you're, talking to, it's just almost the same whiteness. It's kind of very noticeable, basically. And I remember as a kid, it was yellower, like not like super yellow, but like yellower, if that makes sense. And all these like Mandela effects or whatever, it's just to keep you distracted. That's what they say, like, know thyself, and then, like, not to be glued to your cell phone, TV, or computer screens, movie theaters, billboards, etc., etc. You want to be more in the wild, the nature, organic experience, as you want to say. Because all of these things are distracting us from seeing these little changes, these little shifts that are happening in our lives, in our daily lives. So with that being said, the solar flares are like psh, psh, they're hitting Earth and whatnot, and then we're getting all these auroras at night, and everyone's talking about these auroras. And with these auroras, people are not even paying attention. Like, why do we have auroras? We shouldn't be having auroras in places that we shouldn't be. Last time I remember, we had to go pay a little ticket to go somewhere to go see them because they can only be seen at certain locations. And all of a sudden, people all over the U.S. are starting to catch auroras at night. And then, was it next month? I believe we're gonna have two comets that we're gonna be able to see and whatnot in the night sky. And that's another story for another time. But you know what? Since we have time today, long story short, I've been staring at the night as well. Not like, what do you call it, moon gazing, but more of just like, let me see what's going on in the sky. And I even got people to like look at it, and all the time it's like dismissed. Oh, it's an airplane, it's a satellite, it's a comet, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, dude. Like, I know what I'm saying. Like, it's like crazy traffic up there, and I'm talking about like, and even like lights like going on and stuff. And I even got my son to help me because he really gets them going. Because you need to have a really pure heart. That's what people don't understand. Telepathy is a natural thing, and to tap into that, you need to like be very pure, honest, and like your heart to open and whatnot. And he's like, my son, he's so young, so his ego hasn't developed in that way yet. And I'm, enjoying him teaching me at the same time. He is such a great teacher. His way of thinking is so simple, and it's just mind-boggling how I overthink things. But yeah, he be calling them, and they been zigzagging. You know, they be blinging the lights. Like we were meditating this past summer in the backyard, and I barely got him to like sit down to meditate. But like nothing too crazy. I just said like sit down and let's focus and let's imagine the hummingbirds flying by us, and we'll just sit here and enjoy it. And then next thing you know, we get like two hummingbirds, and we get some butterflies. It got like really like crazy. Like everything just started like coming at us, and it was such a beautiful experience. But like yeah, long story short, we should be looking at the sky. I mean the night sky, because you be seeing a lot of crazy things. And then that's the thing, because of all these distractions, you're not patient enough to see what's happening out there. And what I notice is it's like literally like an hour, 2 hours after like the sunset, like you start to see some crazy traffic by the moon. And if you guys didn't know this, they like literally disappear into the moon. And obviously that's where all the energy harvesting is happening. There's a lot of things happening up there as well. But that's another story for another time. Focus on your out-of-body experience if you want to go deeper into those realms. But I'm here to talk about what's happening with the sun. It's like, it's beaming. And that's increasing the earthquakes. And they're like ticking higher and higher and higher. And obviously it's not going to like affect everywhere. But some of the places that are going to be affected, it's going to be like intensely crazy. And then the places that are not, it's going to be swarmed with like people. And people, you know how they are with toilet paper. They get a little too crazy. That's why I like telling people about fasting, because you don't want to, like, how you say it, be operating out of fear, so there again, you're out of love again. And with that being said, people are going to panic with the shortages of food, because it's all created. It's quite saddening, to be honest. And also another thing, it's just really kind of cool at the same time to like tap into like who we are, who we truly are as human beings. And fasting, meditating first, nothing too hardcore, just taking some time to like figure out who you are in silence, and some type of silence. And I like to call that SOL, subject, object, location. Like for example, this room is the location. So it's gonna be I'm in my house in front of my door. Sun's beaming on me. And I am the object. And the subject is what I'm speaking to you. So subject, object, location. But the thing is, you want to be in silence and process all that with a non-biased thought, just as a pure observer, as someone is witnessing truth in its organic taking of what we call experience, aka life. But yeah, that sun is beaming, so it's gonna be a nice little uptick in earthquakes, and then they're gonna get stronger, and then tsunamis are gonna get stronger, and then some places are gonna be really affected. And that's why all these are happening. There's a reason why, some places like Greenland they want, and then also like, places that are gonna be like hot are gonna be like the opposite of that. They're actually gonna be like jungly. So like deserts are literally gonna be like jungles, like Russian, like greenery and stuff and all that beautiful. And mountain areas are gonna be kind of like safe and whatnot, but for the most part, there's going to be a really big change happening with overall of what's happening. And in order to figure that out for yourself, besides paying attention to what's happening in our daily lives, not in the news, just like paying attention of like nature and the animals, So tapping into that, meditating, fasting, and then obviously having your out-of-body experiencing truth for yourself, you're going to figure out a lot of things that what we are capable of, and a lot of things that are lies, a lot of things I figured out, that made sense to me, at least, that really resonated, as far as it just made sense to allow me to be more authentic, basically, and more truthful as possible, and always owning up to it, and trying to own up to it for the most part. But long story short, you can access all these truths out of the body in your true plasma, soul, light being form, the divine spark, whatever you want to call it. By that about experience, and then you'll access real time, and then you'll see it for yourself. I don't want to go too much into the details, but things are playing out, and these are significant for some more than others. It's not bad, but for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, like for me, many are called and a few answer to calling. Not saying that I'm anyone special. I'm just saying as far as like preparing yourself, being ready for what's to come in that way, because you can kind of avoid it. And also this summer and this sun's beaming right now. Let's talk a little bit. The gardening. Really start honing down and practicing. At least start practicing. I'm not saying like go full on not eating for days on end, but we want to hold on some really healthy and at least have our own creation of food, and we're not relying on other sources of external influences in our lives. So we can grow our own food, own our land instead of trying to get in like condos and stuff like that, and really like tap into the wild. But long story short, some of us are going to get a little bit more hardcore than others. But if we can focus on our own food, growing. I already got all my soil set up in my backyard. I even got a new veg bed to keep the rabbits and the squirrels out of it. But for the most part, everything is set. I got all my seeds. Everything is just what I would expect to grow in my area. I didn't get anything that would not thrive in my area, and also I wouldn't be able to harvest what I need to harvest within my time frame of what summer is considered in my area, and that'd be the Midwest. And I found out, growing the beefsteak tomatoes are fantastic out here, and also the cherry tomatoes are fantastic because they have like a nice little balance, because the cherry ones grow a little faster. And also you want nice little ones for like salads, and then the beef ones are just good for the hot dogs and the hamburgers. And also about your meats. Do not be going to fast foods. Do not be going to big chain restaurants. Farmers markets would be ideal. Get to know where your meat really comes. I'm not saying like go full on, don't be eating meat. I'm just saying just don't be eating your meat from big chain restaurants and fast food restaurants. I'd be very, very wary. That's another rabbit hole for another time. But I will advocate, make sure your eggs are organic. Real chickens are laying them, meaning like they're not spraying with chemicals and whatnot. And also that the chickens that they are offering you to eat are ethically eating and are ethically actually chicken meat. Because you'd be very surprised the kind of meat they are supplying you, and even the meat they are giving you, what they're injecting into them is what's causing your health problems. Like obesity is someone that's malnourished because they got so much chemicals in them. They basically just inflate, and it's like so much water retention as well too. And that's another thing too. I forgot to mention, but I love to I have to keep up with it. Is 40K Vault mineral water. It's like a solution. You can get at GNC or just look at the website. I think it's 40K Vault. It's minerals that you can add to your water. And that's another thing too, is try to drink your water filtered, as far as reverse osmosis. And that's why I have the 40 volt K minerals to add into it, because then it makes it like clean, pure, alive water, basically, kind of. because without the minerals and you're just drinking plain water, it's dead water. It's clean, but it's dead water. And then from the faucet, you're drinking fluoride. That's not good at all. Fluoride weakens your bones. That's your teeth. That's why you're getting cavities and whatnot. And also, you just feel like achy some morning, so you gotta like drink your cup of coffee. Like sometimes it took me a while. I was like, wow, that's why I was like, some mornings I was like, I need a cup of coffee. I'm tired. But when I was fasting, and also I was like really like, how you say it, tunnel vision on my water intake, making sure that it was like no fluoride, it was bottled water, and even the bottled water, I made sure in the ingredients and what they had into it, it didn't have any chemicals or anything. It's just water, clean water. And I just added the 4K volt and made sure that was just what it was. And it's just a bunch of minerals. So basically, what I'm creating is the ocean, and I'm drinking it. Right? It's like, but everyone tells you in a fancy spiritual way, so you're like, you don't catch on because they don't make no money off of it. The ignorant, the innocent, now I just bestowed you knowledge. And this heals you. And not only that, take this for a kicker. So after you get done for your meal, obviously you want to keep it 1 meal a day if possible. But let's say you're eating 2-3 times a day because, you just got to do it. Finish your meal with that water because that mineral is gonna. Because mineral, what do you think that salt's doing? What do you think that a salt does to a snail? It burns it. It shrivels it. So when you drink that, the ocean, it literally cleans out your teeth. All that bacterial, anti-fungi, nothing in there. It's like it's clean as diet. Any meats you got stuck in there or whatever. Guess what they do to jerky? They put salt in it. So guess what you're doing in there? Boom. Now you don't got toothaches or nothing. All that just and then it comes right out because it just shrinks the meat and then the meat sleeps. It slips right out of your tooth. It's like, anyways, it's a blessing. Thank you guys, whoever was here to listen to this short little conversation. I can't believe I went a little too far on this, but pay attention to the sun. It is like white like an LED light bulb. Also, that's another thing too, is maybe invest into some nice little LED sunglasses because blue light is actually really bad for your light, your sleep, and also prevents you from having your dreams. And also, the whole point of this is you want to be super aware, SOL, aka conscious, to have your OBE or catch yourself in a dream to have an OBE, or be aware enough to come back with the knowledge and not just say it was just a weird dream and you didn't know what happened exactly. Because, you can retrain all that information and be very useful for you depending on what's happening in your life and what current events that you need, what questions you need answers to. And what better way to do it and get it from is from yourself. So thank you and have a great day.